Have you ever tried to order things from China and you don't know the website to buy this thing from? Maybe you resell, you are into mini importation, you are into e-commerce business, and you are trying to import some gadgets, clothes, or some item from China, but you don't know how to go about it. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you 6 Chinese app and website that you can use for your mini importation business. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So as I said earlier, I'm going to be showing you 6 best Chinese websites and apps for mini importers, which is if you are into mini importation, right? Now, the first one on my list here is going to be Taobao. Now, I'm going to be explaining the pros and cons of this app. And later in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can deal with some of the cons we are going to mention about this Chinese website and app. Now, as I said earlier, the first one on my list here is Taobao. Now, if you are using Taobao, the pro about Taobao, there's wide range of products from different niche. So you can get into this website, find different products from different niche. And there's accurate and real product review. So if you are looking for a website to check a review before you buy, then Taobao is one of the websites that you can get a real buyer review on this website. And there's multiple payment options, meaning that you can pay with card, with Alipay and other payment method on this Taobao website. Now that you have known the pro, let's go back to the cons. Now, one of the cons of this website or app is that some products are low quality products, which is one of the common things you are going to find in almost all these Chinese websites and app. They always have low quality products. Almost all of them has low quality products, you understand? But towards the end of this video, I'm going to be telling you how you can deal with some of these cons. Now, another thing is that they have poor customer support. Now, most of the suppliers you are going to find there are Chinese suppliers and they don't understand or speak much of English. So you are going to be finding it difficult to communicate with them sometimes, and that might lead to poor customer support. Another thing is that prices are higher compared to other sites. Compared to the other sites I'm going to mention in this video, the price you are going to find there is kind of expensive compared to the one I'm going to mention in this video. Now, no delivery time guarantee. Unlike some of the websites I'm going to mention in this video, on this website, they are not going to guarantee you when they are going to deliver your products to your China warehouse, which is one of the cons of this website, and I don't like about this website. Now, there's language barrier, which is obvious because this website is basically designed for Chinese shopper, but since we find most of the item there cheaper, we tend to go there and source for cheaper item, which make it more difficult for the supplier to communicate with some international buyers. And risk of getting scammed on this website or app, you can get scammed if you are not careful enough, which is why you want to be careful when you are dealing with most of these Chinese websites. Now, the website interface and language are in Chinese. So the best way to go about it is to actually translate it using some translator app and all that, so you can easily solve this problem. So that is one of the app or website we are going to check in this video, which is the number 1 app. Now, the number 2 app is called Yunwogo. Now, I don't use this website much, and just take note that most of the website and app I'm going to be mentioning in this video, and the pro and cons I'm going to mention as well, is based on my own personal experience and some of my colleagues that have used them, and they have decided to share their experience with me. So if you want to know more about this app or website, you can just Google it or do your research more to know more about them. Now, one of the pro about this website is that there's low MOQ. Now, if you don't know what MOQ is all about, it's minimum order quantity. So if, for example, you want to order something for a particular supplier, there's going to be a minimum amount you can order from that supplier before the supplier can actually send it to you. Now, on this website, you don't have to deal with that because they have low MOQ. And another thing is that there's a lot of variety, yes, because this website is basically like a retail website, and you are going to find a lot of variety to choose from on this website or app. Now, the cons about this website is that little English from shopkeeper. Now, just like the other Chinese website, this website is built on Chinese, or they have more of Chinese supplier, and it's kind of difficult to deal with most of them because of the language barrier. Now, you are not dealing with factories. Another thing you want to keep in mind is that you are not dealing directly with factory when you are buying from this website. Most of the people you are going to find on this website are actually a retailer, so you have to keep that in mind. Some items are low quality, which is common in almost all the websites and app I'm going to mention in this video. Some of the products you are going to get has low quality. Another thing is that limited payment option. You understand? The payment option you are going to find on this website is only RMB. There's no way to pay with your card and all that. I don't know, maybe if they add this in future, but at the time I was making this video, the payment option on this website is limited. So you have to put that in mind. You have to deal with that as well. Now, website is not user friendly, just like any other Chinese website. This particular website is not user friendly because it was basically built on Chinese. So you have to keep that in mind. Now let's go to the third website and app you can use for your importation business. Now the third one is Alibaba. Now I've used Alibaba in the past and I love some of their service, and I'm going to be mentioning some of the things I love about them and some of the things I don't like about them as well. So one of the pros about this website is that competitive price. There's a lot of supplier on this website, which lead to you are going to see a lot of supplier with different pricing. So you can easily choose from the one that is more convenient for you. Now there's also a wide range of products, just like any other Chinese website, and there's global reach, meaning that most of the people that this Alibaba is serving, they are international clients. Most of them are international clients because the website is basically built on English, unlike the other websites I mentioned in the past like Taoba and Yunwogo. Those two websites are built on Chinese, but there's a way you can still translate them to English. But Alibaba is by default is built on English, so it's a global reach website. Now there's buyer protection and access to verified supplier. Now one of the things that Alibaba has done so well is that they try to protect their buyers, and what they do is that when you buy something from a particular supplier, Alibaba is going to hold that money for a certain days before they release it to the supplier directly. You understand? So during this time, if you get the product and maybe the product the supplier sent to you is not complete, or they send you a wrong product, maybe you order like size 22 and they send you size 27, then you can easily use the buyer protection to maybe like get half refund and return back the product, or there's a way to go about it anyway. But the buyer protection is going to protect you against buying counterfeit products or low quality products or wrong products from the supplier and all that. And another thing is that the verified supplier, if you are trying to source from Alibaba, if you get it from the verified supplier, you are rest assured that Alibaba have actually do their own work by verifying the supplier, by going to their location, verify some of the their document and all that. So those kind of supplier are easily to deal with because Alibaba has actually verified them, and you are going to find a lot of this supplier on Alibaba websites, and they have some kind of check mark you are going to see. Or if you are doing your product research, you can actually filter it from the app that you only want them to show the verified supplier, and you are going to get only verified supplier results. So that is one of the pros about Alibaba. Now another thing about them is that the website, everything is in English on this website or app, which make the website more accessible to international customers. Another thing is that bulk ordering and customization. Now you can actually order in bulk from Alibaba and ask them to customize the product for you, maybe in your brand name or your name and all that, and they are going to do that just for you with additional fee. So you have to keep that in mind. Direct contact with supplier. So there's a way to get a supplier number on Alibaba on their website or app. So you can easily take advantage of that and always reach out to the supplier maybe anytime you want to buy stuff. But you have to be careful when you are doing this because you don't want to carry out the transaction outside Alibaba so that you can be protected. You don't want to carry out this transaction outside the app. It's very, very important. Now another thing about this website is that they have multiple payment options. Now the last time I tried to order from this website, I tried to use my card, my Nigeria bank card, and it was declined. I even tried to use my prepaid dollar card, it was declined. So I had to switch back to PayPal, and I was able to make the payment for using PayPal. Now the advantage of using Alibaba is that they have different payment options to choose from. If you decide to pay with the card and the card did not went through, you can actually pay with PayPal and the other payment method you are going to find there. So you are not limited to just one payment option, just like the one we talk about in Yunwogo. So that is another pro about using this Alibaba website or app. Now we are going to talk about the cons of this website and app, and one of the cons is risk of counterfeit or poor quality products. I said earlier, most of these China app and websites, they have low quality products, so you just have to deal with that. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can go about it to minimize the risk of getting all these low quality products or counterfeit products or uncompleted products. Now, another thing is that difficult to resolve disputes, as Alibaba is only a platform. Now, the problem here is that, as I said earlier, the buyer protection has some disadvantages as well, because some of the time you might not be able to resolve disputes using the buyer protection, and some of the reason is because, for example, if you live in Nigeria and you order from China, you should be aware that for you to get the product, if you ship by air, you should be able to get the product within 7 to 14 days, depending on the shipping company you are using. But now let's assume that this product is a little bit weight and you don't want to ship it by air and you decide to ship it by sea, which usually take 45 to like 75 days or 90 days. Now, during these 45 to 90 days, the buyer protection is not going to cover you. You understand? It's not going to cover anything you buy. Although there's a way to extend it, but trust me, you might find it difficult to extend it that much, because 75 days is a lot of days. So now, when you finally get this product, let's assume that the supplier sent you a wrong size. It's kind of a little bit difficult to resolve this kind of issue, because the time frame you are being given for the buyer protection has expired, and that might lead to like very hard to resolve some issue like this dispute issue. Increased price or price not always accurate. Now, one of the things I find about Alibaba and I don't like about them is that most of the time, if I'm browsing a product and I'm in the product page, I can see something like $1.2 on the product page. But when I try to message the supplier for the order, for me to place order, the code they are going to give you is going to be different. This happens almost 90% of the time. The price you are going to find when you are browsing the products is not the same price you are going to get the product. At least they are going to increase the price. For example, they might increase the price from $1.2 to $1.8 or $1.9. So when you are using Alibaba, you have to keep that in mind, that most of the price you are going to find when browsing is not the price you are going to end up buying the products. Another thing you have to keep in mind is that there's a lot of scam on this website, and also a lot of suppliers present themselves as manufacturers. Some of the suppliers you are going to find on this website are not manufacturers trying to put themselves as a manufacturer. So you want to also do your product research very well when you are using Alibaba. Now, higher price. Most of the price you are going to find on this website is going to be a little bit higher compared to the website I've mentioned in the past, or I'm going to mention towards the end of this video. And the reason is because this website target of more international customers. So they don't target the Chinese as a country. They target outside Chinese basically. So they believe that people that are coming there to buy stuff can spend more money compared to people that is in Chinese, because people in Chinese have a lot of options to choose from, because they are Chinese, and most of the websites for importation, they are basically built on Chinese, while Alibaba is built on English. It's a more advantage to them, you understand? So that is everything we're going to cover about Alibaba. Now, the next website we're going to talk about is 1688. Now, this is one of my favorite websites. At least 80% of my stuff I imported from this website, and these are some pro I was able to find on this website. The website is big and you will find almost every product you want to buy. This is for sure. Almost every product. At least if you go to this website 10 times, you're trying to find a product, you are going to find a product you are looking for at least 9 over 10 most of the time. Now, there's low MOQ. Now, on this website, you can buy product as low as one pieces, but most of the supplier will only offer you 2 to 3 pieces minimum order. That is MOQ. So you have to keep that in mind, but it's not as higher as Alibaba. And one thing I forget to mention about Alibaba as well is that their MOQ is kind of high. Some of the suppliers, they are going to tell you that the minimum amount you can order is 100 pieces, 50 pieces, 20 pieces. So their MOQ is kind of high, while on 1688, the MOQ is kind of low. Now, the price is always accurate and you can bargain, but you have to be very careful when you are doing this. Now, the price you are going to find on 1688 is the price you are going to buy the product, at least most of the time. Now, you can also bargain with the supplier, but when you are doing this, you have to be very careful. Another pro about 1688 is that lower product pricing. Like, the product price is not as high compared to Alibaba. Alibaba product is kind of expensive. If you go to Alibaba and search for a particular product and you get like $1.9, if you come to 1688, you can get the same product like for like $1.5 or $1.4. So getting product from Ali in 1688 is kind of, the price is kind of lower because they target more of local buyers, while Alibaba targets more of international buyers. Another pro about this website is that you have direct contact with supplier, and you have multiple payment options. Now, one of the multiple payment options I like most about this website is the pay for me service, where you can add all the products you want to add to cart, then go to checkout, then ask someone to pay for you, then the person pay for you, then they just ship your product. So that is one of the payment option you can use if you don't have Alipay or you don't have fraud in your Alipay. They have multiple payment option you can choose from. At least you are not stuck with one payment option. We have Alipay, we have WeChat, we have Pay for Me and all that. So that is everything we are going to cover about the pros of 1688. Now the cons about 1688 is that searching for products on this 1688 in English is difficult due to limited results and language barrier with supplier, website and app in Chinese, low product quality issue, can get scam if you are not being careful. Buyer can receive shortage of item they order for. Packaging can be so poor. So these are all the cons you are going to find using 1688 websites, and you just have to keep that in mind. Now the next website on our list is called Pinduoduo. Now the reason why most people use Pinduoduo is because there's no MOQ, no local shipping cost, live review, same purchase, high quality products, multiple payment options. Now the most obvious reason why people use this website or app is because the no MOQ, that is you can order 1 piece of products. You are not forced to buy 100 pieces, 50 pieces, just like the way Alibaba do. And there's no local shipping. The shipping from the supply warehouse to your China shipping warehouse, they're not going to charge you for that. But the truth is that the price of the shipping has already been calculated with the product. So you have to keep that in mind if you are looking for free stuff. I don't think all this thing matters that much. So basically that is the pro about Pinduoduo. Now let's go to the cons. The cons about this PDD include limited number of products. There was a time I was looking for a product and I checked this website and I was only able to find one supplier. In fact, it takes me long time before I was able to find that supplier. And when I finally do, the price I was being offered is ×3 of what I'm being offered on 1688. So I just have to run back to 1688 and buy the product. Now, some of the products is more expensive on Pinduoduo. As I said earlier, if there's not enough supplier for that particular product, it's going to be more expensive to buy from Pinduoduo. Some supplier has low quality products, which is common in almost all these Chinese websites. Buying from Pinduoduo can be sometimes difficult due to the language barriers. Now, another website we are going to talk about in this video is called Made in China. And basically, I'm not able to find enough information about this website because I don't use it that much. But basically, most of the information I was able to find is that the website is easy to use and the website is on English. Just ignore this last one. This one is supposed to be the con. Understand? So these are the two things I was able to find on this website. Now, when you come back to the con, they have low quality products. They have price not transparent, just like the way Alibaba does. Just give you a price on no pay, then give another price when you want to order. You can get scam basically, and they can send you a wrong item or uncompleted product. They also have IMOQ, just like the way Alibaba do. So if you are trying to buy from Made in China, then you have to keep all these things in mind. Now that you have know all the websites and app you can use to import products from China, let's talk about how you can resolve some of the issue you are going to encounter on most of these websites. And one of those issues is that the low quality products, you are being sent a uncompleted item or wrong item, or you are being scammed, or the list goes on and on. Now, these are the ways you can solve some of this issue. And one of the ways that don't order sample, buy few pieces instead. Now, when I nearly start importation business, what I do is that, for example, if I go to Alibaba and I want to buy a particular product, I will just order a sample to my country first, then test it, see if the product is good. But on the long run, I found out that this is not sustainable. This is not transparent enough, because what the supplier does is that they already know that people is going to order for sample, and they will try their possible best to send you the best sample because they know that you are going to come back and order in bulk if the sample is good. So what I do is that I don't order sample anymore. I just go ahead and order a few pieces. Then once I order the few pieces, like 10 to 50 pieces first, then once I order, it depends on the price of the product. Sometimes I even order less than 10 pieces, sometimes 5 pieces. So once I order the product, ship it to my country, then see if the product is good quality, or maybe I'm going to get a good feedback when I sell it to my customers. Then once I sell it to my customer and I get a good feedback, or I find out that the product is good quality, then I can now go ahead buy more of the product. Now this also might be so tricky, but they are not going to suspect it that much when you buy like this, instead of just buying a sample. When you buy like 20 pieces, they will just assume that okay, you are trying to import the product, and they will send you the quality they have. They will not try to impress you and send you the best quality. So you have to keep this in mind. Now another thing is that use inspection service. Now using an inspection service is not free, but it's going to save you a lot of money if you are ordering in bulk, like you are ordering large quantity. And the inspection service basically do is that they go to the warehouse, check the product before you actually buy it. So some of these people charge you by inspection. Maybe you order like a product for a particular supplier, they are going to go to that supplier warehouse and do the inspection, and you are only going to pay them fee for that inspection. Another payment method for this inspection is that they will charge you by pieces. Let's assume that the supplier, you want to buy like 100 pieces from that supplier. They are going to charge you by pieces, so they can charge you like 10 cents for each pieces. So it now depends on the inspection agent you can find, but this is not a must. But if you use this, it's going to save you from a lot of headache of buying low quality products. So this is a good service you can take advantage of if you are buying in bulk, because if you are not buying in bulk, maybe you are doing the business with like less than $100 and all that, you might not really have money to use this inspection service. Now another thing is that you can use a sourcing agent. So what sourcing agent does is that they go out, you give them the link of the product you want to buy, then the image of the product, then they now go out and find the best supplier for that particular product and send you the link of that supplier, or they buy for you from that supplier. Now another thing you can do is that you can use procurement agent if you are buying in large quantity, just like this inspection agent. But this is procurement agent is going to save you from getting scam, while this inspection agent is going to save you for getting low quality item. Now another thing you can do is to request for live video if possible. Now while this is not going to eliminate the whole issue, at least it's going to save you some stress, and you know what you are getting before they even send it out. So another thing is that don't make payments outside the platform. So to avoid getting scam, you don't want to make payments outside the platform. You want to make sure that the payments happen inside the platform. Maybe you are using Alibaba 1688, Taoba, any website. Make sure that you carry out the payment inside the platform, so that when you want to request for refund, it will be easy for you to request for refund. But if you carry out the transaction outside the platform, there will not be way to request for the refund. Even if you request for the refund, you are not likely to get it because the transaction was not done inside the app. Another thing is that you want to do video of unboxing when the package gets to you. Now, concerning the Alibaba buyer protection, if you are trying to take advantage of that option, when you get the product, you want to make sure that when you are unboxing it, you want to record a live video while you are unboxing it. Not that after you are done with the unboxing, that is when you want to record a video. No, you want to record a video while you are unboxing it, so that if anything goes wrong, the video will be live, that okay, this is when you are unboxing the product and this is what you actually get. So that way you are likely to win the case when you use the buyer protection. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about here is that you need to take things slowly. Now the reason why I say you should take things slowly is that, remember when I talked about this first option, which is don't buy a sample, buy a few pieces. Now let's assume that you are planning to buy 1,000 pieces of a particular product, then you order 50 pieces, to your end, then you check it or you sell it and you get a very good feedback from your customer. Now the next step is not for you to order that 1,000 pieces. The next step is for you to order more pieces, maybe like 100 to 500 pieces. You understand? Now when you do it like this, you are minimizing your risk of getting into locks. Because let's face the reality here, these people know what they are doing. If you order more of higher quantity, they might actually send you a wrong product. You understand? So that is why I say, okay, take things slowly. Don't rush. Make sure you test things slowly, and until you get the end result. You understand? So that is going to be everything we are going to cover in this video, guys. My name is Sam Green, and in this channel I talk about e-commerce business, how to make money online, how to run Facebook adverts, and how to design WordPress websites. If this is what we like to learn, what we want to do right now is to give this video a thumbs up so that more people like you can get to see this video. Share this video with your friends, subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell notification so that anytime I drop a new video just like this, you will be among the first people to be notified.